Welcome to the Writer Reads Short Stories. This is Ducky, part 2 of 3. Casey. They're fighting again. Why are they always fighting? Mama wasn't going to win anyway. There are a zillion places on the boat I could have hidden Ducky, and one of Ducky's friends was going to switch places and pretend so we could leave him behind instead. So don't you be cross with Mama! Brian. Shit! The cry is out before I can stifle it. Someone drops a coffee cup. And there's another muffled blasphemy and echo as a hand tremor sends someone else's cursive wild. Michael is beside me, hovering, and the whole office is staring. I wipe a hand across my eyes. The computer's crashed. I glance across at Aisha, but her terminal is still working fine. Her brown eyes fill with puzzlement as she notices my blank screen. I turn away, just as Michael stoops down and hits the big silver button that should switch the whole thing on again. God, I miss Casey. Sharon. Casey, my little girl's name. Better than Lupita from that movie, Man on Fire. Better than Lupita because it's closer to Creasy Bear. My Casey. Why couldn't her duck have been a teddy? Not a piece of lingerie, but a bear. A cuddly, soft toy protector. Like a real bear looking after its cubs, but with no need for ferocity, because all it had to be was itself. A child's toy, and not an Anatine harbour for a world-killing, planet-killing, duck-chook bird disease. And I didn't mean better than Lupita in a bad way. Heaven knows that little girl went through enough. I wasn't being racist, not the way I said it. I mean, what mother doesn't think her little girl's name is better than the name of any other little girl? It's not racist, more motherist or childist or namist or just plain maternally biased. I loved Casey and her duck. Not Lupita with her creasy bear and poor drunk creasy buck. I loved Casey and her duck. Not Lupita with her creasy bear and poor drunk creasy bodyguard. He died, the creasy bodyguard. Not the Creasy in Quinnell's book, but the Creasy in Man on Fire, which was supposed to be based on the book. What a disappointment. The book Creasy ends up with a whole series. But the movie Creasy? Well, it's hard to have a series if you're dead. Sometimes I wonder if that's what this Ducky pandemic is all about. Finishing a series. No more sequels, no more empires, all finished. Like the writer had had enough of us and didn't want to keep going. I mean, they had to end the story somehow. And it's not fair. The greasy bodyguard didn't have to die. Good old Peter had shown him how to live. He'd killed off all the bad guys, traded one life for another. He didn't need to trade himself. He'd already traded the brother. Well, I guess that's why he was a bodyguard and not a mathematician. By the way, it doesn't take a mathematician to work out that we should all be dead now. So how do they, those boys and girls in Brian's office, still keep going? What's their secret? Why aren't they sick? They've been the closest I've seen to Ducky and Casey and all the others. What I'd like to know is why they're still alive. Casey. And you, Mama? What about you? You aren't sick yet, haven't you noticed? I got sick, and Ducky got sick, but you never, and Daddy never. Daddy's got a secret. And it's not fair! Brian. This time the whole office is blacked out. The emergency generators don't kick in, but that's because it's a localized shutdown. Just this floor is affected, and I can't tell you why. Sharon. I'm leaving on a jet plane. That sounds horrible, but it's not like there's anyone to hear. Hear, get it? Oh, never mind. I'm tired of the echoes anyway. Empty buildings, empty homes, empty lives I had to leave. The nurses were getting sick. Not so you'd notice, but one day I'd catch red-rimmed eyes turning from plastic-shielded Casey to me without my mask. It fell off when I fell off. Just closed my eyes and fell off the world for a while. One day red-rimmed eyes would peer suspiciously. The next day there'd be another nurse. Clear eyes, but wary and very, very insistent that I put the mask back on. How many times did I fall asleep? Wipe my face while unconscious and tear the damn thing away from my nose and lips? Let my sainted breath mingle with the hospital's air conditioning? How many? Not many. Casey's days were not many after the fever set her body alight. My transgressions were the same. Not many. Brian. Another nurse dead. That's all of them. All of the nurses that looked after Casey. But it's strange. Not one of them got sick from looking after any of the others. There's a connection there. It's flickering at the edge of my mind, like something only glimpsed from the corner of my eye. The headache's getting worse. Mike keeps telling me I have to sleep, but I feel like there's no time. Oh, God, my mind feels like it's going to explode. Casey. Daddy's sick. Mama, Daddy's sick. Why is Daddy sick, Mama? He shouldn't be sick. He's got a secret. Sharon. My hands. My hands shake, shimmer and shake. I've hidden from Brian, the world, the empty skyscrapers, the voiceless stars. I've stolen a car and keep looking for some semblance of the law. I stop when the traffic lights turn red, even though I'm the only car on the road. The city keeps going even when people have stopped. They've stopped, and I want to weep. Brian, something's terribly wrong. It's this headache. It's not like a stress headache. I've taken to wearing a mask. If the lab has missed something, maybe the rest of the office will survive. God, I hope the lab hasn't missed anything. I hope I wasn't infectious before I realized. I'll call the lab, have everybody here tested just in case. This isn't right. I've been vaccinated. I was wearing a suit. Where's the lab number? Casey. The boat, Mama. Let's go on the boat. You always, always, always love the boat. Me and Ducky love the boat too. Brian. The headache. It's always there. I'm working in an isolation bubble now. For how much longer, I don't know. The lab tech who tested my stuff, he's gone down with the flu. They've been going over everything he's done in the last week. Thought he was under the weather because his girlfriend died. She was one of the nurses who looked after. Oh, shit.